All right, I'm gonna do another video on this tub. Apologize for a little delay. Love our locals, but I have to preface this with, I say this carefully, because it's we're conveniently located for the BSers that like to come in, and today was not the day that I needed it, but it is always like that, right? You're trying to get out of town, and sure enough, somebody, and it wasn't just one, it was one after another. Finally, I told Kira, my wife, I was like, I'm going to the back. Do not let anybody know I'm here. So anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit better video of this guy, just a little bit more of the close-ups on it, and then get the weeds out of it here. So I didn't rewatch the video to see exactly, I think this one I did actually, so hopefully, but I will nonetheless not talk a ton in it since you have that first video. And I'm sure I blabbed in that one, and just show you kind of what you're looking at on this guy. So I'm just going to show you anything that they sanded. I don't know why they sanded this area. They did. It doesn't look like there might be a little filler here. This feels a little chalky. I don't know. Actually, let's take a look real quick here. No, I don't think so. All looks good. So I think they just kind of started getting it prepped for maybe paint it and just any high rises or something they were sanding a little bit. So I don't think there's anything here. They might have even been trying to fill in. Some people don't really know this, but you know, they try to fill in areas that are seamed like this. I don't know why. It's actually not a very desirable look on a Jeep. Most people like the seams on them, but I guess it's to each his own. And they may have just been out of the factory. There's a little bit of waviness in these, so it could have been way back in the day. Just a lot of times these things went literally from a dealership to a body shop to have what they call leveling and smooth it out. So again, anymore it's kind of desirable to have all that in it, but nonetheless. Okay, and then you're seeing again, this is more or less I think just leveled. They put a little bit of filler in here. It's not real high, but it's definitely there. We'll look in the back again, just double check it. And then this area looks like they started getting a little bit of, they definitely tacked this, probably to repair it. It could have been from rust, it's hard to say. It might have just been from just getting a little weak in that area of the tub. That is kind of a point where you'll see your seams down there come in. And then a couple little holes, there's a little pinhole here. And then of course this area here, which is a good, about 5 inches or so. And I'll flip it up here and we'll take a little bit closer look at those areas just to make sure. Let's see, is there something there? Maybe a little itty bitty there. Focus, there we go. Okay. And then the corners are actually, now it's got a little bit of, we have this Adobe mud crap out here. It just gets real sticky. It's actually not bad stuff. It's just real mushy when it gets wet and it splatters up when it rains. So this tub was washed. You've probably seen it washed when it was in that video, but corners look great though. Let's see anything on the corners here. And then going back up, the driver's side is excellent shape. And then you get to up here and then you got a little bit here. So this is a little smaller than my palm area right there. And then a couple little patches there, which again, it looks like the same thing. They kind of started to repair some of this. And they're looking at it from the inside, which actually must be on that lower lip or right at that seam. So I always like to point out with stuff like this, you know, accessibility. So this is layered up here. There's a kind of a channel here and then the outer layer of the tub. And so you're seeing this channel, you can kind of see it back here for support, which actually is kind of nice because if you go to replace this and do use a little filler, which most of the time you're going to have to use a little bit, you'll have something to already go to, and that back support is actually in really good shape. There's not even any holes that bleed through there. So, and then the floor, here's this area. So kind of same thing here. Who's calling me? Should make this my wife. Chuck Hawaii. Hey Chuck, can I call you back here in a few minutes?
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
No problem.
When you get done.
Yep. That was our Hawaii customer. Actually ordered a tub and frame from us a few years ago, but that was when we had a freight company that was delivering out there. They went bankrupt, so, and he's on another tub, so that's gonna be a little bit more. Anyway, again, this has definitely been leveled out at the very least. May have had damage, it's hard to say there. Again, it looks like what they did is when they leveled it is that they just kind of filled this area in, and then whoever, maybe the guy who was restoring it wanted to get the seams back and kind of dug that stuff out of there. So it's hard to say though. Main thing is we want to look at is obviously up here, it looks nice. They did a good job of that. But when we look at the bottom of it, and we'll have to see, it's been so, oh, that's hot. Let's see if I can sit down and eat it out like that. All right, so that's nice and smooth there. That's all nice and smooth. Okay, so there's no damage up here, so that's good. There's really no damage there. That's nice and straight. There's a little bit on this guy. This looks like it was bent out, maybe bent back into shape at one time. It's pretty solid, but it's definitely got some waviness, and just, you know, looks like they might even use these for some supports, maybe to straighten it, depending on what they were doing. It's got a little crack there, a little bit there. So what I might suggest on this one, since that seems to be kind of the only place that's real bad on it, a lot as far as this stuff goes, and we'll take a look. I don't have any other, well, I should say that I don't have any other clean tubs as this one, but I might have a parts one over there. I don't know if I could get it out in this trip, but I might be able to send them if they're small enough later. So we'll take a look before I promise anything. So you have this patch here, and again, we'll have to look at the bottom to see if they did that right. It's been a while since I looked at this tub, so it looks like there's a patch inside of here as well. I don't know, I didn't see anything out there, so maybe there is something here. I don't feel anything there. I don't know why they did that there. But they definitely have an extra outer layer here. And interesting. That floor is pretty good over there, and that firewall looks excellent all through here. Your top area looks great. There's a little patch. Oh, that one was exactly about the size of my palm, but the floor is in great shape, and that was, you know, it's hastily done. It's tacked in. I assume they were going to probably get that a little bit better. It is somewhat flush, other than those tacks need to be grind down, so a little bit of work there left. Let's take a look at this box. These things are always eaten up. Look at that. It's actually not in bad shape. Normally these are like Fred Flintstones in here. So there's a couple little holes that I'd probably say at least nothing else. Pretty strong here. No, it's not too weak actually. Maybe the channel there. Not too bad. And then of course there's that area that we were looking at from the outside on the other side. So fully accessible. I like to see that. Makes it way easier to repair later if you not have to deal with a boxed in area. Ooh, this thing is hot. Okay, then here's your back, which is good. It's got a little dimple in the back area right here. You can kind of see that lip. And when we flip it here, you know, what we basically want to see here is, can you essentially put some weight on the bottom of this thing and bend it back? I mean, you got to do that obviously strategically. You're not going to want to just flip it over and jump on it. That ain't going to work. But is that just pushed down enough that where you can, you know, maybe get some anchor bolts on it and pull it up this way with the T-bar? There's a couple ways to do it, but anyway, or is that area fairly boxed in, and is it going to be harder to repair that? It's not rusted, it's just pushed in, but it is pushed in. I don't want you to, you can literally see the lip here. I'd say about 3/4 of an inch down here. I don't think that's factory. No, that can't be factory. It almost looks the way it's like beveled in here and the same here, and almost about the same distance. But there's no way that's factory. I don't get a lot of good 72, 75s in, so to me this looks like it's been dimpled down. I'll have to see. Maybe we do have one over there we can take a look at, but it almost, you know, that might be. Shoot, I kind of always thought that was bent there, but maybe it's not. Well, you'll have to be a judge of that, see if yours is there. If it is, then because it doesn't look like it's bent. It actually looks like there's a lip on it, but who knows. All right, so let me put the phone down real quick. I'm gonna flip her up. Now, remember this was washed, so they're gonna have this nice sandy. I'll try to brush off anything that I see. All right. Make sure there's nothing over here that damages sides. Looks good to check. Whole fuel line for something sitting there. We just bend that back into that blue one so it doesn't do any damage. Okay. Okay, that is not going to stabilize very well like that, so I have to hold on to this guy. A little uneven right here. So, okay, let's start at the back. Let's work our way down. So there's that lip again. Yeah, sure is still out on that. Gonna have to look at another tub, I think. Get you an answer there. All right, as far as this guy goes, there's a couple little areas here I see. I don't know if those were factory. Might be. There's nothing on the outside of there. Not exactly sure. One of those, but the corners are decent. It's got a little. I don't really see anything on the corners that need any kind of major attention here. I wish this thing was staying up better, but it's not. So, okay, that corner looks good too. There's your wheel wells. I know there wasn't a lot back here. This area here. This is almost always an area that rust, and this is actually in really good shape. And these always do it on the later ones, especially, but even the seams are pretty good. A couple of these kind of splitting a little bit, but you can see what they self-tapped in to kind of hold this together. This ultimately needs probably just to be spot welded or welded. Over the years, it's just starting to separate a little bit there. So I'd get some clamps on that and squish that back down. And you can do these self-tappers like they did. That's kind of hastily done though. There's a hole here. Looks like it was filled in, probably something accessory-wise they had running. And all that looks pretty good down through there, all factory. So, and the bottom is excellent. These channels are in great shape. Really, the original rubber matting still on it there. I have no idea what that was. Okay, and then here's your channel here. This is a main channel. Let me see if we can see this. Let's just go back to that in just a second here. I was just trying to wipe it down a little bit. Okay, so as you see now, we're talking here is just our normal floor. So can we look and see? Always kind of better to do it this. I'm sorry you're upside down, but so you can kind of see exactly what we're dealing with here. And oh, there's your panel there. Okay. So that pretty much coincides with that. And actually you can kind of see the burn marks where they spotted that guy in there. So they didn't at least get through the floor. That's good, because a lot of times this thin sheet metal is hard to do. So, and then I'd get in here. I mean, this is a couple ways to do this, but definitely get out the bad stuff, so it just doesn't continue to eat itself out. This channel goes down. This is in actually really good shape, nice, clean, straight. That one looks excellent. And those ones, this one's got a little ding in it there, but still really clean. And then you got same thing there. That one actually looks awesome. That's underneath that, move that weed out of the way. Your compartmental box there. And then that one is excellent too. So those are great shape. All right, so there's our little bit there, and not really anything here. So just outer repair on that guy. I'm gonna show you this because it's a little bit better angle where I'm at versus putting it down. I'll put it back down here in a second. So this is added. This is a big plate here, and what they were basically redoing here was recreating that boxed area. The firewall is pretty clean. Even on that side, it's got a couple extra holes in it, but it's actually not bad. This side's not bad for what you're seeing down there, but this, remember, is that rippled area. So it's hard to say. They may have had something come up, break through the floor. I don't think it was a rust issue. I think it was probably something that was damaged, or it's hard to say, but they've hastily done this. This is not a good repair, and I probably was just doing this as a mock-up on a table or something as they were repairing it, because I don't think that would last very long. It's barely tacked in there as a support. I suppose it could be used that way, but it's really yeah, you see here's that channel that extends out here. That's exactly what they were doing in this one. That one needs to be replaced there, and that would come out to around this area. So that one's okay. It's not bad. It's not perfect. Those do share some similarities on probably some of these later ones, because the 72, 75 does have a couple things that the later ones share. Not so much of anything else, but some of that firewall area they started changing in these years. So I'm gonna put the phone down so I don't squish myself, and then we'll walk around real quick. I'm gonna get back to loading. And hopefully this one ends up going. We'll fill the last spot if we have a last spot. I looked at last night. Look at this thing. This is my wife didn't really know until I bought it. Usually we're on golf carts out here, and I had GoPeds. Well, I didn't have one. My buddies did growing up. I was gonna buy one of those, and I was like, you know what? Worrying about fuel is a pain in the ass out here, especially. We get a lot of it, but not two-stroke, and that's what those things are. This thing is absolutely a machine, though. It's two-wheel drive, and this big old yard, and it's gonna be real bouncy. So apologize. As a matter of fact, I'm even gonna put you sideways so I don't eat. That'd be a bad. Well, make for good YouTube, not so much for me. All right, let's go over to this area that I have some scrap stuff in and see if we can look at that area in the back. If there's any other tub out here. Apologize, I know you're bouncing around. Maybe just close your eyes so you don't get all motion sickness like I do watching videos like this. Oh boy, 2 hands. Okay. You don't have to push to get it going too, which is pretty cool. Those little ones that you rent around town, man, they're expensive. So this is a 72, 75, and this is like, it just did not pass the cut, but I think we got some good parts on this one. Now, I only hastily say this because I can definitely get you some pieces on it. Obviously, we priced that one with the thought of it being the way it is, but at the same time, if it works out, we can get it on this load. I can get you this stuff. I don't think I can get it today. We can see. I'm just super behind, but this wouldn't be too bad to ship these. So if you don't mind a little bit of ground shipping on them, if you decide you like that tub, I'll give you these for free. Normally we charge $400 to cut things on the tubs. This one's got quite a bit of good stuff on it. The area that I don't want to get too much into on this, but I could, would be the top area. We do sell quite a bit of those on up, that whole cowling area. You don't really need it on that one. I don't think you want it. This firewall is in actually really good shape. Excellent shape. And those supports down there, we'll see what this one looks like on the bottom, but those look amazing. So this tub probably is better than what you got, but it's just didn't quite pass what we wanted as far as listing it on our website. It's actually back here for sale, but not, I've had it for a while though, and I don't think I have it listed right now. So the floor is done on this one, needs to be replaced, but the firewall area is beautiful and nice, straight, clean. That one is excellent shape as well. That floor looks pretty good. It's got a couple places back there where the mud looks like it is. I'm not going to go fully into listing this one unless this is something you'd want to mess with, and then I could do that. It obviously be less than that other one for reasons that it's just, you know, has a little bit more damage on it, but in some places it's probably better. It is completely blown out there. So you got there, and that's a pretty good size lip, and it needs to be washed. It's kind of almost hiding the extent of this because this is pretty weak, this whole area. This glove there, so you can see there's quite a bit of damage down there, but overall that's still pretty. And that firewall, like I said, it's a beautiful firewall. Oh, there you go. That's what they normally look like. So I knew there was a big reason. That's one of them. Nice lid on it. Seams are there. See how bad that is there. So, and it's starting to separate all the way down. So quite a bit of work into this one. So I still think this is just a good parts one. The wheel wells back here are gone on the top. This though kind of answers our question. So that other one has that kind of divot down to it. As factory as it looks, I didn't think it was, and this kind of proves it wasn't. So this looks like nice and smooth there. But as I showed you on that other one, I didn't really illustrate it like I was going to, but the bottom of it is dimpled down enough that that should be able to get pounded back up without, I would imagine, too much effort. It almost, like I said, it's done in a way. Maybe they were draining something out of it. Who knows? Because it's kind of bizarre the way that one looks. But nonetheless, this is a nice, clean, straight area here. So I don't think it'd be worth replacing that because it's overall in good shape other than that area. But it's definitely in the corners. There's some rust on that corner there. Most of that. Hey, come back here looking for me. I figured. And then that's got a big rust area there. And then of course there's your down the area we couldn't see below that box. So it's good things on it, but not quite where we want to be on a tub for sure. But for parts wise, for those of you needing a 7275 and happen to catch this video, there's definitely going to be some things that we'll cut on this guy and send out. The things I'd include on that other one, we'll flip it up here again just to double check, but we can get definitely, and again, it's not gonna, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get these out. I can definitely get them out, at least cut out while I'm gone, and get them out ground shipping for you if they turn out to be good on the bottom. But that guy and that guy I'll include on that other tub. And then if there's something else you like on this thing that would be easier because you're gonna have to replace it anyway or something like that, then we can talk about the next stuff on it as far as cost wise and whatnot. Okay. Okay, let me flip this guy up real quick. All right, see this guy in here? We got flares on both sides. Hopefully there's no washness in this guy. These love these guys. That bottom is not pretty at all. All right, I have it this way. I always forget which way. If not, I apologize. You'll be upside down here. So, channels are gone on this one, top and bottom. But here we go. It's got a little bit you'd have to fill in, but by and large, that's a good channel, and that's exactly what's missing on that other one. So I would say that would be a huge plus on that tub, and that's the same way on this one. So a little bit here, again, to connect the two, even if you even want to. There's absolute ways to get around that, but you got a nice clean channel there. There's a couple getting a little weak there. If nothing else, you could use it for a template, and then that whole box area is nice there. This area here is really clean. That other one kind of had those dimples in it. And then the rest of it, here's that area. You can kind of compare that other one we showed you as far as those go. Let's see. Let's see if they had those little tabs on it. They have an antenna, a CB on this one, so hard to say, but those channels are okay. This one back here, so on that other one, this kind of came down and met that lip, and as it was pushed down, I guess. But again, it was crazy how that one kind of looked. So, and then that's absolutely just thrashed. I mean, this is it's a bummer because it's got a lot of good things on this tub, but this one is just junk. But still some pieces left. That's one reason we keep some of these things, because it might help sell that one, or if not, we'll cut it up eventually and just list these items individually. But we're so busy right now, I just don't have a lot of time to do that kind of stuff. So All right. Any other panels on this thing I can give you a quick overview of? I know that one's done there, but might be some good sheet metal there. That one's done there. So there's a couple areas on it that might still be good for somebody. Like I said, that top cowl is really clean on this one, and that firewall is excellent. I almost hate to even do that on this guy. It would almost, if this doesn't sell, I think what we'll probably do on this guy is separate out that, basically where that, let's see, right about here, and then cut that whole firewall and sell that whole firewall to somebody, because they could lap that in pretty easily and get a pretty good firewall. I mean, there's not much in that thing. So, nothing in here. Lettering's good. Got a couple. And that trim piece down there is probably hiding something under there, I'm sure, as trim usually does, or chrome or diamond plate. This one too, this one's in good shape, so. All right, I didn't introduce myself in the beginning because I was kind of intending this video just to be more or less for a customer. If you have a customer request, video-wise, photos-wise, reach out. It's not that hard to do. I don't always have time right then and there. Made time for this one. We're leaving on a trip today. If you happen to catch us, we're pretty much filled on tubs. I'm trying to just squeak every bit of room I have into this trailer, because I hate going, you know, where I could have put something there. So I know I can get at least another tub on there. Well, hopefully. We'll see here in a couple hours, but I should have an answer. I'm pretty confident in that. I did a good measurement last night. I definitely have some room for frames. I don't have a lot in these early frames. There might be one out here, maybe. If not, I definitely have some CJ frames for people who are looking, narrow and wide track, and maybe even some 60s frames. And then for those of you who may not be looking for this particular year, maybe you're looking for the years right below it. This is a 71. You can make this work on the 60s, so basically like 55 to 71. Although 71s are kind of on their own, and there are some differences on them. I'm not going to get into all that. However, this is a really solid tub, and I don't have it. This one might be listed actually. I'm not 100% on that. But it's, I mean, you can see this thing. It's beautiful. There's very, very little rot on this tub, which is amazing for the year. So definitely a possibility for somebody. One of the things, and Kira's really good at this, my wife over there that's hanging out patiently waiting for me. But if you ever wonder how to identify a Jeep, you walk up to it, and this is a pretty sure way. Not always, but just depends. This raised lettering here, okay? I don't know if my lenses are too dark. See how that's kind of that blocked lettering? It's hard to see that, but it's white. But if you look at that guy versus this guy, this is what you find on the 72, 75s, and even on the later ones. So, and they change. Each of them have their own little way they do it. Like this is an 80s CJ7, also a junk one. But look at that, see? And there's a million things out there on YouTube, and the YJs are similar to the CJs. There's a million things that you can look that up, but it is kind of a cool way to identify them. Even though I think even the older ones have slightly different ones as well. So, all right, it's a nice scorcher out here again. I think we're in the 90s again. September is crazy, but 303-666-9020. You came all the way back here to ask me a question, and I want to check on one more thing for this customer. Do you want to walk up front with me? Let's see here. Matter of fact, I'll let you film because I don't want to make him sick, because they're still filming right now, and I'm going to ride the scooter. I think that's not dusty anymore. Don't film me, just film something else. Because you film me, I'm going to film my hands.
Where are you going?
To the crusher.
To the crusher.
One thing that I don't like is that the pasture.
Well, you don't like it more if it got stolen.
Well, that's true, but I don't have, my password's only zeros, which is default. I'm pretty bad at that.
Don't say that on national television. He told me not to film him, but I'm filming him. When he's gonna buy me one of those cool mopeds, I'm not sure. Meanwhile, I'm the one walking. I'm just kidding. I have a golf cart and a Kubota that I could be driving, but I'm not. I always leave them up front. I hope all of y'all are doing well. Still have plenty of inventory despite what Jeremy's taking to the East Coast. Hopefully he'll get on the road today. We have hotshots that we work with across the country who honestly have fair prices. If you see something while I'm filming that you're looking for, reach out. Honestly, the easiest way to get a hold of us is just by calling, but that's an off shift.
Thanks, babe. Hey, this tunnel cover up here, I think there's one more of these, I thought. I don't even remember. I think maybe this one's out of the white one. I thought we had another one of these though. That's the one I was thinking of. That might not actually be the right year.
This is a 66.
This is an early one.
Yep.
Okay. I could swear we had that kind of orangey one from that thing.
I already sold that.
Well, I don't know. I think she's right. I think we may have moved it, but it might be out here. I'll keep an eye out for it. Anyway, thanks for spending 30 minutes. I'll have an answer on the space here, I don't know, 2 hours, so that should give you plenty of time to watch this. And anything else you think of you need, specifically the big stuff, as the small stuff is not too expensive to ship, but you know, axles, frames, tubs, I'd like to say hard tops, but I don't think I'll have room, plus I don't have any hard tops for that anyway. Engines probably could fit, a couple axles, doors, don't have doors for that. But we do have some later doors, so. All right, thanks a lot. 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. Have a great day.